Shots fired.
Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new, fresh series, When People Messed with the Wrong Cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up. Let's roll right now, folks.
Waldron and Kincaid.
On October 26, 2025, officers attempted to stop a brown Chevrolet Malibu without a rear license plate on North 58th Street. Instead of complying, the driver immediately fled, accelerating through city streets at speeds exceeding 70 miles per hour.
TBI, he drove out of it. Waldron and Grand, northbound, coming up to a red light.
The suspect drove aggressively, running a red light, crossing into oncoming lanes, and pushing nearly 90 miles per hour while entering the I-540 northbound ramp. With traffic around and risk escalating rapidly, units held position and waited for the right moment to intervene.
Coming up to 540.
As the roadway opened slightly, a patrol unit closed the gap from behind and offset to the rear quarter. At speed, the officer committed to a precise TVI, making controlled contact that instantly broke the vehicle's rear traction. The Malibu snapped sideways, lost stability, and was forced off the roadway, slamming into a light pole before continuing into the tree line, where it finally came to a stop.
TBI onto a live pole, 1016, just before 540.
Officers moved in immediately, securing both occupants without further incident. Tenstman later admitted he fled due to not having a valid license and now faces multiple felony and traffic charges. Every second of fleeing only builds toward a breaking point, and when it comes, it never favors the driver. On April 27, 2025, around 4:33 p.m., an officer observed Kylop Reinhardt riding a blue and white Suzuki 600 cubic centimeters on North State Line Avenue without protective eyewear, and confirmed the bike carried no insurance. When emergency lights were activated, Reinhardt didn't hesitate. He accelerated hard and fled into Texas, pushing the motorcycle to extreme speeds. He weaved aggressively through traffic at 110 to 120 miles per hour along St. Michael Drive and Interstate 30, repeatedly slipping past attempts to stop him, while the risk around him kept escalating. The breaking point came when he lost control and crashed into a field near Leary Road. The impact ended the ride, but not the escape. Reinhardt got up and ran, but the distance closed quickly. A taser was deployed, dropping him to the ground and ending the chase for good. He later admitted to drinking earlier and now faces charges including DWI, reckless driving, no insurance, a suspended license, and felony fleeing. And like it often ends, speed can stretch the moment, but the outcome is decided the second control is lost. On August 12, 2025, in Jones County, Officer Travis Walker signaled a black BMW to stop. Instead of complying, the driver suddenly accelerated, triggering a high-speed pursuit.
Black BMW.
BMW tore through traffic at extreme speed, reaching up to 230 kilometers per hour, darting between vehicles and leaving almost no margin for error. Despite the pressure, Officer Walker maintained control, holding position and waiting for a clean, controlled opportunity. When the moment came, he moved in from behind and aligned with the rear quarter panel. With a precise and committed pit maneuver, the patrol unit made controlled contact, instantly breaking the BMW's rear traction. The car snapped sideways, lost stability, and was pushed into the median where it came to a stop. Officer Walker closed in immediately and took the driver into custody, ending the dangerous pursuit. No matter how fast the escape seems, control is always the first thing to go, and once it's gone, the outcome is no longer in the driver's hands. Arkansas police launched a nighttime pursuit of a Dodge Durango Racing at around 160 kilometers per hour along the Little Rock Expressway. The driver fled recklessly, creating an immediate danger to surrounding traffic. As units held formation, an officer moved in and committed to a precise pit maneuver at speed. The controlled impact to the rear quarter instantly broke traction. The SUV snapped hard sideways, spinning uncontrollably across the roadway before slamming violently into the median and coming to a dead stop. Officers rushed in and quickly restrained the female driver despite her panicked resistance, bringing the situation under control within seconds. Every second of fleeing pushes the situation closer to a breaking point, and when it hits, control is gone instantly, and the outcome is no longer in the driver's hands.
Open the door!
Are you gonna kill me?
Open the door!
You're gonna kill me!
Open the door!
You're gonna kill me! You're gonna kill me!
Put your hands right here! Put your hands right here!
You're gonna kill me! You're gonna kill me!
Do not move!
The pursuit began with a decision to flee and ended in a crash. At high speed, every move only made things worse. By the time the pit was executed, the outcome was already set.
It was me. It was me.
Put your hands on your head.
Wait, you're pressing down.
Hey,
Roll
keep your
over.
hands up.
Oh, my heart. My heart. My
The video captures a tense pursuit in North Little Rock, Arkansas, as officers follow a white pickup truck determined to evade. Throughout the escape, the driver repeatedly creates danger, braking abruptly, then accelerating hard, pushing speeds past 90 miles per hour and forcing surrounding motorists into evasive action. Every move shows one thing clearly: control is no longer the priority, only prolonging the escape.
one vehicle going off the roadway. It's going to be a gray. So become a little bit backwards. 10. Still north of 107, coming up 38 drive, speed 95.
The pursuit quickly reaches a breaking point when the truck loses stability, veers off the roadway, and crashes into an open field. No more momentum, no more escape. The run ends right there. Officers immediately move in and take the suspect into custody at the scene. And as always, the outcome is not decided by speed, but by the moment the driver loses control.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands cup him.
The pursuit shows that sudden acceleration and braking at high speed quickly destabilize a vehicle. Under continuous pressure, the driver loses control and ultimately causes a crash without direct police contact, highlighting how quickly a driver's control limits can be exceeded in such situations.
Traffic's clear. If he slows down, I got permission to...
On October 13th, 2023, a pursuit began when the driver of a white vehicle ignored a lawful order to stop. The chase moved onto a narrow rural road with no center line, where even the smallest mistake could lead to a serious crash.
Traffic straight. Taking a right on the Egypt Road, going back out towards Red Hill. Back out on Red Hill, traveling towards St. James Road. Speeds are...
The suspect continued to accelerate, ignoring lights and sirens. On the tight roadway, the tires began to lose grip, the rear end swaying side to side, each correction bringing the vehicle closer to losing control.
They just made a step on the Red Hill. Two of them. Still on Red. Still Red Hill coming over from Council, speed at 60. No traffic.
As the danger escalated, the officer made the decision to execute pit. A precise strike to the rear disrupted the vehicle's balance, causing it to spin sideways and come to a stop.
6-7 pit, 6-7 pit, vehicles in the ditch.
6-7 pit, 6-7 pit. Vehicles in the ditch.
The driver immediately exited and tried to flee on foot, but was quickly apprehended after a short chase. No injuries were reported, a controlled ending, and a reminder that one reckless decision can push everything beyond the limits of safety.
You're under arrest, by the way. You got anything on you that's gonna poke me, stick me, or stab me? All right, come on up.
No, stay there. Do not go.
On August 8th, 2024, Marquise Jones was stopped by Arkansas police but loudly refused to comply before suddenly accelerating and fleeing, weaving recklessly through heavy traffic and a clear loss of control. Units quickly tightened formation and committed to a pit maneuver. The precise contact to the rear quarter instantly broke traction. The vehicle snapped sideways, rotated hard, and was brought to a complete stop with no chance of continuing. As officers approached, they discovered Jones's young son inside the vehicle along with marijuana, an element that immediately escalated the severity of the situation.
Get out of the car and lay on the ground now.
Jones was taken into custody in a panicked state and now faces charges for fleeing and endangering the welfare of a child. Only after everything stopped did the remorse surface. But by then, the breaking point had already been crossed and the consequences were unavoidable.
Coming back east on 13th Street.
Arkansas police have just concluded a dramatic overnight pursuit of a pickup truck towing a trailer. During the escape, the driver weaved through narrow residential streets, ignoring the constant sparks shooting from the undercarriage due to intense friction.
Yeah, stand there ahead of him. She's going to give me a splash out. I don't need a bunch of units in pursuit. Everybody else is going to go road. 32 off. It's going to be secondary. I'll call it. We're going on Franklin for 15. We have one TDI. Over. He's on 17, coming back up the pipe.
The run hit its breaking point when Officer Riles made a decisive tactical intervention. A precise ramming maneuver knocked the vehicle offline and forced it up onto the sidewalk, pinned in place amid dust and white smoke, with no ability to continue. Units quickly closed in, surrounding and subduing the driver despite his frantic screams. Once again, it shows. The longer the reckless escape continues, the tighter the outcome closes in, until there's no way out left. On February 15, 2024, after a suspect fired at an off-duty Detroit officer, MSP located the vehicle and attempted a stop later that day.
They're about 60 miles an hour.
Roger, 7 tomorrow, then you'll for
Telegraph in Franklin.
Pushing around quite a bit. Put on its hood.
The driver fled, pushing through traffic and ignoring commands. Units coordinated tightly, no wasted movement, no rushed contact.
75 miles an hour. We're like 12 south again. Beautiful.
We did a minor collision and then going to a kill test.
Big low kill test.
When spacing and speed aligned, a patrol unit moved in from the rear quarter and delivered a clean pit. The timing was exact. The moment the suspect vehicle was slightly unbalanced.
Together, coming to a spot.
Rear traction broke immediately. The car rotated across the roadway and came to a stop before the driver could recover.
Keep your hands up! Keep your break out the driver window! Break out driver window! Break out driver window! Driver window! Driver window! I got him! Break it out! Thank you. Now reach! Good. Cover.
Units closed in instantly. No delay, no second chance. The suspect was taken into custody, firearm recovered. One move, done right, ended everything.
Coming out. Get hands over here! Go! All right. Go! I got guns! All right. More hands right here. Right in front of my car. Right in front of my car. Hands in front of my car.
Missouri State Highway Patrol troopers responded to multiple 911 calls reporting a black 2021 Chevy Traverse speeding, swerving into oncoming lanes and even driving the wrong way on I-44. Callers also noted a possible disturbance inside the vehicle.
209.6, 65 miles per hour, right lane, light traffic. All right, now we're in the left lane.
At approximately 10:19 a.m., Trooper Townsend located the SUV traveling over 110 miles per hour. When emergency lights were activated, the driver, Crystal Courtwright, accelerated aggressively, reaching speeds of 132 miles per hour and continuing for nearly 17 miles while driving erratically and ignoring all traffic controls.
Westbound, 196.6 left lane.
The situation ended when Courtwright lost control near the westbound exit at mile marker 195. The vehicle veered off course and struck a highway sign, finally bringing the high-speed pursuit to a stop.
We're taking the 95 exit, they just hit the exit sign, 1050. They're stopped on the exit right.
When control is already slipping, speed only accelerates the collapse, never the escape.
Rolla 598, are you behind 1450? Is the vehicle stopped?
10-3.
Troopers observed that Courtwright was making incoherent statements at the scene and later admitted to marijuana use. She was taken into custody, transported for a blood draw, and booked into the Crawford County Jail.
1450.
Around 3 a.m. on April the 26th, 2025, police spotted a white Dodge Charger traveling near 100 miles per hour on Interstate 30, aggressively weaving through traffic without signaling. When lights and sirens were activated, the driver briefly slowed, then surged forward again, blowing past exits in an attempt to extend the escape. The breaking point came near mile marker 134 when officers executed a precise TVI. The impact was controlled but decisive, instantly disrupting the vehicle's stability and forcing it to a stop, ending the pursuit. The driver, Marquise Christian, was heavily intoxicated and unable to follow commands. He was found to have 3 active warrants and was taken into custody at the scene. At Encore Hospital, his behavior escalated further, becoming disorderly and disrupting both staff and patients before being released back into police custody.
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle.
Christian was later booked into Pulaski County Jail on multiple charges, including fleeing, DWI, third offense, driving on a suspended license, reckless driving, speeding, traffic violations, an ignition interlock violation, and disorderly conduct in Bryant. As always, the longer the escape, the harder the stop, and the outcome is never in the driver's control. The pursuit began on US 33 when a Chevrolet refused to stop and accelerated instead.
square. They're going about 60. We're going into southbound lanes of travel. Or north.
The driver weaved aggressively, trying to outpace units, but coordination closed the gaps. Multiple vehicles positioned ahead and behind, gradually removing options.
We're northbound, not south.
Eventually, the car was forced to stop near a residential area. Boxed in, no escape path left. All four suspects ran, but with units already staged, each was tracked and apprehended within minutes. No pit needed, just pressure, positioning, and patience. Around 1:05 a.m. on April 26, 2025, Sergeant Nathan Williams responded to a request for assistance and joined the Little Rock Police Department in pursuing a stolen 1995 Buick Century on Interstate 30. Near exit 135, he assumed the lead position and executed a TVI at approximately 60 miles per hour, causing the vehicle to spin across all lanes before sliding onto the grass shoulder and coming to a stop. Michelle Boyster attempted to flee but was quickly subdued and taken into custody at the scene. Officers observed the hot exhaust igniting the grass and immediately repositioned the vehicle to prevent the fire from spreading. Boyster was found to have felony warrants in both Saline and Pulaski counties and was later transferred to Little Rock PD under report number 25-049885. A speeding motorcyclist drew police attention after dangerously weaving through traffic, putting other drivers at serious risk. Officers quickly suspected he might be under the influence while attempting to flee. The situation escalated when he veered off the roadway and sped across open fields in a desperate attempt to escape, continuing to accelerate despite the rough terrain. The breaking point came when officers executed a controlled pit maneuver. The precise contact disrupted the bike's stability, bringing it to a complete stop and ending any chance of escape.
Get your fucking hands up! Put your hands on top of your head right now. If you move, I will shoot you. Do you understand me?
He was taken into custody and charged with speeding, drug use, and driving with an expired license. As always, the longer the escape, the faster control slips away until there's no way out left.